best investment you'll ever make. Okay, bye.
Thank you, John. He's actually sharper than he looks, I want you to know. He's a neat guy. I just want you to know CRA has really gotten places. As of August of this year, the University of Miami Medical School is teaching CRA. And the University of California at Irvine has already been teaching CRA for 2 years. So we have 2 universities that are teaching CRA, and of course the Chiropractic College that sponsors it. So things are really moving in many, many directions, and in the next months and a few years to come, you'll see a lot of things that are happening in CRA that politically we're really gaining a foothold all over the country and in schools and professions, and you're not going to stop it now. It's on a roll. When you get to see the Gulf War video, it is so fabulous. It's so moving. I'm a person that has a hard time sitting because I'm a guy on the move. And I sat in that whole thing, that whole day, hour after hour, listening to all those speakers from universities and colleges and from all over the country speaking. And I was so moved that I never moved all day. Just sat there and moved. And my daughter is a school teacher, and she's the one who has edited and written these 2 books, and they're absolutely beautiful. She's really worked hard for a couple years developing these books and get them where they are. And there isn't any books like this in the whole country on doing nutrition and how to take care of the body. And she was saying to me the other day, she says, Dad, she says, it's so bad in the schools today that kids sleep. By the time it's noon, these kids are already sleeping in the classroom. And she says, they're so tired, they're so burned out. She says, all they want to eat, and all their parents send them to school is sugar on bread and soda pop in their lunch and candy bars. You never see a grilled cheese sandwich. You never see a banana. You never see an orange. You never see juice. These kids come to school with all artificial and imitation foods. They get these kids so excited and so boisterous, and then they get so tired out they can't study. And she says, Dad, and she did this. She grabbed a chair, and she says, Dad, actually this is what happens. They get on a chair in a classroom and they say, kids! And she says, they all wake up and they listen for another hour, you know? That's what she does. And sometimes you have to do that with your patients. You have to literally shake them loose and get these patients to understand that their lifestyle that they are living is not natural to what the body needs, what the body wants, and what the body was made. This world has gone kaput, and it's up to you doctors to turn this world around and change it and teach people, and you learn as well what is good for people, because often I find that doctors are less educated on foods than their patients. I often find that people that are sick search and read and go to libraries, and they go to health food stores, and they ask for all kinds of reading materials to find out about their problems because nobody's helping them. And often the patient knows more about nutrition than the doctor. And that's sad. So on your journey now with CRA, the best way to learn CRA, honestly, is with videos. Could you just sit back in your easy chair and you watch that television? That's what I do. People, I read 3 newspapers every day. I go through a book every week. I watch videos every day. And I'm constantly aware that there's new things going on in the world, and new diseases, and new problems, and new conditions. And I want to be ahead of it all. In fact, in New York City, we have a doctor that taught at the Gulf War seminar. This guy is terrific. He's a young kid yet, 35 years of age. This kid is a doctor of some of the most famous people in the United States. Donald Trump and his wife are one of them. He has the most famous medical doctor in the United States as his patient. And he said to me the other day, he says, Dr. Versendal, I says, what? He says, I'm the finest doctor in New York. And I backed up and I thought, my, that hit me, you know? This guy's got the guts to say that he's the best doctor in New York. And I thought, I got to use that sometime, you know? And so a couple weeks ago, I was at Parker College at the invitation of Dr. Parker. Dr. Parker says, I want you to talk to the students. And so he had all the students, which is 1,200 strong in the college, into the assembly, and they have a beautiful assembly there at Parker College. What a beautiful school. And I talked to all of the students. And when I got done, I told them about this doctor in New York. And it says, I want you people to understand that what I'm going to say is I just hope that very soon you can say the same thing I'm going to say to you right now, and that is I believe I'm the best doctor in the United States. And I hope soon that you can say the same thing. And believe me, people, you got to sort of get that feeling that you want to be the best doctor in your community and in your state, in the United States, because if you are, people come from all over. My last year in practice, which was 2 years ago, at age 56, I had 7,000 people call my office to come in to be taken care of from all over the world, not for Dick Furstenau, but for CRA, because they had heard about CRA, what it would do, that it was cost effective, that it was non-invasive, that it didn't hurt, that people got well quickly and fast for a reasonable price. And that's what the guy upstairs wants you to do. He wants you to be kind, he wants you to be good, he wants you to be honest, he wants you to obey, he wants you to live just as if you're going to live forever. And if you're going to live forever, you better take care of that body and keep it growing and growing and growing all the time, because bodies that grow never die. And Janet Kniffel, who's a professor for the University of Miami University Medical School, was at this seminar 2 weeks ago. And she says, doctors, you die every day. Every single day you die. And the bottom line is, if you don't want to die, keep growing. And so I'm going to start the next half of this seminar by saying this, and then we'll start with the patients. That little sign that you see hanging there by the iced tea, you've got inside of your packet. That little piece of paper that you got in your packet, repeating what it says on that sign about the alternative getting old, will make you have more patients trust you and bring in more patients than anything besides the videos than you can imagine. And yet I have doctors that are too tight to spend $5 or $10 for a bunch of papers to hand out to their patients because they want to keep it for themselves. Okay? Now the bottom line is, make copies of that. It's already in your packet. And hand it out to all kinds of people. And when they read that, they'll flock to your office and they'll want to hear and know what you got to offer. Now, if you come up here one at a time, I want you to tell them what you would like for me to do for you.
Mainly hiatal hernia.
Hiatal hernia?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it hurt you right there? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Or indigestion or what?
Yeah, some indigestion.
Okay. For some reason, he's got indigestion. He doesn't feel good here. Let's see what we got. Hold your arm up tight. Now, is he electrical? Yes. Very electrical. Right allergy, left allergy, metabolic. Then you go to the belly button, yeast, and then go right below that, virus. And then you go to heart. Now, what he thinks is a hiatal hernia is his heart. Now, let's find out what's happening to his heart. Is his heart a 7? Is it a 12? Is it a 50? What is it? Now, you erase it and you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you got to understand that the heart does one thing to you all day long. It allows you to do what? Retract. Always remember, you're always in a retractable position. Always like this. As soon as you get out of bed in the morning, the first thing you got to do is, oh my God, it's morning, you know? Oh, but you got to retract. See? And so the bottom line is, it's the job of the heart to do that. Your muscles only retract. They always retract. If you extend your arm, it's a retraction. If you pull your arm, it's a retraction. Every retraction in your body is responsibility of the heart. Now, let's find out what's doing it. First of all, what you want to do is ask the body, is it the fault of the brain? Just by taking your hand back of your brain here, is the battery dead in the brain? And the body says no. Is it the fault of the thyroid with the back of your hand? And the body says no. Is it hemoglobin? And it says no. Is it adrenal? And it says yes. Now you're going to find out that 9 out of 10 times it's going to be adrenal all day long. We were in Kansas City not too long ago. Wichita, Kansas, not Kansas City, Wichita, Kansas. I think 80%, and we had a 2-day seminar there, I think about 80% of all the patients we checked all day had adrenal problems. So you don't want to move to Kansas because there's got to be a problem there that's causing that, see? Now, you erase the adrenal and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What do I do now after 10? I erase again and then go back to the heart and say, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, when people get heart attacks, while they're getting a heart attack, or before they get a heart attack, or even days or weeks before they get a heart attack, they'll get a heavy feeling right here, and they'll get pain in here, they'll get burning in here, and they'll swear they got a stomach ache. See? And it hurt, didn't it? See? Now, as his heart goes from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up to 12, this heavy feeling here will disappear. Now, what is this heavy feeling? The heart's main job when you eat food is to do what? Circulate your stomach with what? Blood. And that blood is electrical, because the only way your heart can draw your nutrition out of your stomach through the wall of your stomach and through the duodenum is to electrically draw the food into the bloodstream. And this kid can't do that because he doesn't have enough electricity, so the food stays there and stays there and stays there and stays there, and he feels like he's got a hiatal hernia. And sometimes it causes a hiatal hernia, and the doctor operates on the patient and fixes the hiatal hernia, and pretty soon he's got another problem because you've never corrected the cause. Okay? Now, is this dangerous? You don't know. You never know if it's going to be dangerous. Some people live to be 100 years of age with a 2 heart, and another guy lives to be 40 years of age with a 7 heart. You just never know. So the bottom line is every patient has to have a 12 heart. Now, that's the only thing that bothers you, I take, right?
Well, I have trouble with my shoulder.
Okay, does that
Elbow
shoulder
keep
bother you?
going
Okay, hold this arm up tight. Hold it up tight. See, now he's strong on this arm, and he's weak on this arm. Eh? Guy's thinking fly here. He just loves to dive. He doesn't know where the airport is. Okay. Now, his shoulder is bad. Watch this. I told you today that I could correct almost anything in the human body through what? The fingers, okay? Now, I can check his wrist, I can check his elbow, check his shoulder, I can check his neck, I can check his ankles, I can check his pubic bone, I can check the towers, which is second in line to the fingers, or vice versa, and everything checks good but the fingers. So now I'm going to check this finger, this finger, this finger. What does that finger feed, the middle finger? The heart, the pacemaker. Now, here you go. It popped. You hear it pop? Hold your arm up tight. Make me look good. There are people that go to orthopedic physicians with shoulder problems like this and spend hundreds and even thousands of dollars on operations when all you need is a finger adjustment. Now, tell me what kind of doctor may adjust fingers? A finger doctor, okay? There you go. You're all set. You bet. Okay. Yes?
Is that an axial traction, or what kind of adjustment are you doing?
Okay, what I'm doing is I'm taking the finger and I'm pulling it this way and turning it at the same time. Like that, see? That, see? See, now my heart's going to really go. Now, ironically, you can't, oh, that fly went in my mouth. Ironically, you can't adjust your own fingers and expect to get the same results. Someone else has to do it to you. It's an electrical phenomena, you know? I mean, if you're dying and you're at home alone and no one's around, I don't know what you're going to do, but you have to get somebody else to do it, see? Now, I'm sure that if I ran across the street and I said to the neighbor lady, please adjust my fingers, she'd think I was crazy, see? Now, tell us, what can we do for you to make you happy?
Well, a couple weeks ago, I had 2 seizures in one day, and I've never had them in my life. And I was checked out, and my adrenals tested at 20.
Okay.
And I just want to know if I need anything else. Or
Are you on the B6 right now?
Yes, 15
Okay.
B6 and
When was the
6
last time you
mean
took a
check.
B6?
I didn't take any today, so you can
Okay,
test me.
good. All right, she says she's had seizures twice in a row now in the last, what, week or something, or
I had
2
it
weeks?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago? Okay, now I want you people to understand that when a person gets a seizure, there's too much electricity, too much. Now, just for the fun of it, I'm going to go to your heart, and I'm going to erase it, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. Now, I counted that as the body gave it to me. You noticed I went up and down, up and down. I didn't do that. I was picking it up from the body the way it gave it to me. Now, when a heart goes 60-some beats per minute, it's producing so much electricity that you could have hives, you could have psoriasis, you could have scleroderma, you could have pimples and sores and eczemas, any amount of things that are caused by too much electricity. We are now to the point where we believe that most cases, not all, but most cases of psoriasis, which medicine has no rationale as to what causes it, or scleroderma, or ethiochus, or hives, or bad eczemas, that almost all of them are the result of a fast heart. Too much eczema. I can get rid of most cases of psoriasis just slowing down a person's heart. All it is burnt skin. Scleroderma, ethiochus, psoriasis, these are all skin conditions that are caused by too much electricity. And you can take nutritions to patch the skin and heal the skin all you want, but unless you slow the heart down, they aren't going to get over it. Now, there we go. Now, by erasing the heart, we can ask the body, what in the world made that heart go so fast? Is it because the brain is dead? Is it because the thyroid is bad? Is it because the hemoglobin? Is it the adrenals? Okay, now let's erase the adrenal, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's good, you made some progress. Okay, now if she takes 12 B6 a day, her heart will go back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's your answer. Now she got into this condition because her adrenals got so stressed out that her heart just took off, just literally took off. Now, the secret is that occasionally there's another problem that caused the adrenals to stress out or the heart to stress out. So it's wise for you to go through the whole body like I do and like others do that do CRA all the time, and that is, let's go on. Let's check thyroid, adrenal, and then we'll go to chemical. Chemical, lubrication, digestion, and pus, and that's good. Then we'll check ovary, uterus, and that's good. And then we check master hormone, and that's good. Master brain, salt reflex, crown reflex, cerebellum, and that's good. Then we check it for kidney failure, bladder failure. Now watch this. This is what's fun. You erase the bladder, go back to the adrenal, and ask what its pulse is going to be now. Is it still going to be 12? If we fix up the bladder, well, her adrenal go down. 1, 2, 3. By fixing up the bladder, the adrenal will go down from a 12 B6 a day. She was on 20, now she's at 12. She'll go down to 3 B6 a day all the time if we clean up the bladder. Now, the nature of this is this, that originally the bladder went bad. Then the heart got stressed out from the bladder. Then the adrenal got stressed out, and then the heart started taking off because the adrenal could no longer help the heart, so the heart had to start taking off. Now, what does the body say is the immediate treatment, which is an emergency treatment right now to keep the heart alive, is the adrenal gland. Forget about the bladder right now. That's the original cause. But the body says that your adrenal is always your first backup, is always something that you got to get up there, see? Okay? Bob Dahl, where are you sitting? Stand up a minute so everybody can see you, way in the back of the room. This guy's a famous CRA doctor in Montana. This guy's good, and this guy had worked this out. He finds that sometimes you got to go down 3, 4, 5 times, 5 different reflexes before you get to the main problem that originally got the body into this trouble in the first place. See? Now don't worry about it, because Bob knows this and I know this too, that if you know CRA real well and you keep going like I did here and we clean up your bladder, boy, we get you better in a matter of days and weeks. Whereas if I just treat his adrenal gland or her adrenal gland, I'm going to get this thing under control, but never attack the original problem that caused this thing in the first place. See? So what you got to do is, when you get started with this work, you're just going to be balancing adrenals and hearts, and these patients won't go into a seizure. Even if they got a bladder infection for 12 years, they will not go into a seizure as long as you balance that adrenal and you balance that heart. But she'd have to stay on what, 12 B6 a day the rest of her life if we didn't fix up her bladder. See? You get that idea? So you got to understand that there's all kinds of professions out there that are treating the same symptoms differently, and they all get results, don't they? They all get results. I was reading the other day that the lack of drugs causes disease. The lack of drugs causes disease. Okay? And that the most important deficiency that you have in your body when you have a headache is what? Lack of Tylenol. See? See? Okay. So there's your answer.
Okay, now
No.
to get my family off my back, the other family.
Yeah,
Do
no.
I need to get an EG or a CAT scan?
No,
They're bugging me
no,
about that.
no.
Okay.
That's when you've had many of them, and it may have done some damage. You didn't have any damage. The bottom line is, it's conceivable that you still could get, if you get overly tired, a seizure. See? But the bottom line is, if you keep taking your 12B6 a day, while you're treating your bladder, that 12 weeks from now, conceivably, you should be able to cut your B6 down to 3 a day.
Do I still take the min check?
The Min-Check supports any damage that you might have to your brain from the seizure. I would keep taking that for a year, just for no other reason but to protect your brain and heal it if any damage was done.
Okay. Any danger in driving or?
Yeah, there is
That long
until your bladder's well, which is 12 weeks from now. Yeah,
All
okay?
right, thank you.
You bet. Yes. Yes, she says, do you use Cataplex D with psoriasis? If you get the new book, this smaller book, the new book, it tells you that always use Cataplex D with psoriasis and scleroderma and ichthyosis and Parkinson's, all these things where the heart is going fast. Bell's palsy, tic-douloureux, spurs. I can go on and on, people. There's about 40 different diseases that medicine has no answers to because it's always the result of a fast heart. See? Okay? Now, people will say to you, what's the difference between this pulse here and the pulse you're picking up on the organs? This pulse is the slamming of the valves of the heart, open and close all the time. That's a circulation pulse. This is not an electrical pulse that they feel in your, that's supposed to go 60, 70, 80, okay? This is an electrical pulse. This is an electrical assessment of every organ in the body, okay? Now, tell us what you got.
Well, I have candida really bad, and it's caused a lot of organ problems and colon problems, and if you know about the disease, a lot of other things. So.
Okay. Now, do you have pain, fever,
No.
headaches?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. If you were to tell this audience how miserable you feel, what could you tell them? If somebody said, hey, you got to have symptoms, what would you tell them?
Chronic fatigue, allergic to everything, environmentally and food-wise.
That's
The list
great.
goes on and on.
That's great. That's what I like to hear. Try to get your patients to tell you how they're feeling. A lot of times, I know of chiropractors that will run 100 patients through a day, pop, 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 go, pop, 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 go, and they expect the body to come up with all the answers, and the body will. If you ask the body, then the body tells you, but they expect the body to do everything, see? And that's not being professional. Okay, now here we go. Hold your arm up nice and tight. Is she electrical? Yes. Now, here we go. Right allergy, left allergy, metabolic, yeast. Okay, now your book will tell you to always use 6 Zymex a day. I'm going to erase this thing, and I'm going to ask what the pulse is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's correct. That's right with what the book says, and most women need that. Now, by erasing this, I can go further into the body and say to the body, is there anything else you need to clean up this yeast or anything that allowed your body to get that tired to get that yeast? And we'll ask your body by checking the heart, then the blood, then the hemoglobin, then the left coronary. Now those 9 are out of the way. And then I go with the back of my hand, always remember back of your hand, thyroid T1 for the brain, T4 for the heart, T3 for the kidneys, and adrenal. Now, you erase the adrenals, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. People, it's unheard of that a little teeny petite young lady like this needs 12B6. That means her adrenals are what? Shot. They're shot. They're so tired out, they're shot. And if you look at her, she looks great. I wouldn't mind sending her home with my son, But then the next day when I find out she needs 12B6, I'll say to my son, you can't even afford to have her, That's what they're like, okay? Now, let's see if we made any improvement on the yeast. Let's go back to the yeast. What was the number on the yeast? Okay, let's see if we made any improvement. We're going to give her pep now. We're going to give her so much energy with the B6 that if we go back to the yeast, what can the body do with the yeast with all its pep? 1, 2. We dropped it from a 6 to a 2 just because we got the adrenals going again, see? Now, you got to understand that all the parts of the body work together as a unit. When one part of the body suffers, another part suffers, and most doctors treat just parts. They don't treat the body as a unit, and that's what we do with CRA. Now let's go on. Let's see if there's any chemicals with the parotid. Let's check you for lubrication. Let's check you for digestion. Now, what is one thing you need in your body a lot of when you have yeast? Acid salts. And that's what Zypan is. It's a wonderful acid salt. Calomel is even better yet on women that have it real bad. When women say, oh, I've taken my 6 Zymex a day for 12 weeks and I haven't gotten any results, always give them 3 to 5 calomel a day and you'll normalize the pH of their vaginal tract, and boy, they'll get over that yeast so fast it isn't funny. But 9 out of 10 times, Zymex alone will get a gal over her yeast, but if they don't get over it, start checking the gut reflex and the salt reflex. These are the 2 reflexes that give salt to these females' bodies to get over the yeast. So you're going to need some Zypan. Now, you can count the pulse there if you want it by erasing the gut reflex, 1, 2, 3. So I would give her 3 Zypan a day, or I could give her 3 calomel a day, which is stronger if you have a lot of itching or pain. Give calomel, it's just a bit stronger. And so you're tired. You are so tired out that your body has no longer the resources or the energy to go after the problem. It's just forget about it, I'll die with it. That's what it says, see? Now let's go on. Here we go. Now we'll check ovary, uterus, master hormone, and then check master brain. This is where all your thinking and comprehension and memory goes on right here. And then salt reflex, crown reflex, cerebellum reflex, and that's good. Now we'll check the kidney reflex right here. This is for kidney failure. That's what it is. Now there are kidney reflexes for kidney infection here and here by the belly button right here. This is for kidney infection, but this is for kidney failure right here. It's easy to find. Just go here. You got a patient that's on dialysis. Boy, you go right here, and this thing will really blow if you can help them get off the dialysis. We have the only program in America that can help people get off dialysis by flushing the kidneys and get them working again, see? Now, we check the bladder reflex, and then check way back here over the sacrum for the incontinent bladder, and we got everything pretty well taken care of but her structure. So we check her ankles, we check her pubic bone, 7th cervical, atlas, check her towers, check her hands, and there we go. Now, let's find out which finger it is. Every finger feeds certain parts of the body. Pinky, okay, pointer finger, and then the middle one. So what's her problem? A tired heart. Now you got to understand, when the adrenals fail, the heart's enlarged. Whenever a middle finger subluxates, you always have an enlarged heart, or one that's going to be enlarged or is getting large. And what's amazing is she's a cute, petite gal. I'm going to tell you something what's going to happen to this gal. Let's say that she never heard about us or never heard about CRA, and her adrenals stayed weak the rest of her life, whether she lived to be 40 or 100. Her body, because she would get a large heart, her body would compensate by that by getting larger. And she'd get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. See? And then she could join the Lions football team, see? But all because the heart is tired. These women get heavy chests, they get heavy shoulders, they get big heads and big faces. Their whole bodies get enlarged because their heart is that tired, and their hearts just keep growing and growing. And because the heart grows and gets bigger and bigger, it produces the wrong kind of electricity in the body that just literally pushes that body out and makes a big body of that. People, I get on airplanes every weekend, and there are women that come on the plane. Now, not picking on women, because women have these problems and men don't. Honestly, it's the honest truth. We have very few men that have these problems. But there's women that come on these planes, and I'll swear they're as big as the biggest man I've ever seen, and they're just huge. And these poor girls, I'm sure they'd give their left arm if they knew that there was an answer or a way to retract their bodies and turn them around and stop their bodies from getting big. My wife and I, we eat out every night. We never eat at home. That's our social get-together, because I'm gone all the time. We eat out. And we go to different restaurants every night. And almost every restaurant, 50 to 60% of the girls that work, these young girls, 15, 16, 17, 18, there's that fly again, I thought I bit them. These young girls, their bodies are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'll tell you why. When girls work around instruments and cooking and radiation and restaurants are full of radiation where they cook, because they got these, you know, that's what they do all the time. When girls get hit by radiation, they lose their hormones, they lose their ovaries and their uterus, they lose their heart, and the only way that body can compensate is to start to grow. and these girls get bigger and bigger. I have never seen in my lifetime so many big young girls in my life, and even older women in my life, because of this kind of problem. We didn't have those instruments. We didn't have radiation problems when we were younger. When I was a kid, we didn't even have a television set. Today, there's so much radiation, your phone, your television set, your cooking supplies, your cars, everything, the lights, everything we have today is radiation. And radiation destroys one thing. What is it? Iron. And 85 to 95% of your body is iron. Never forget that. Radiation destroys iron, completely destroys it. And your body becomes counterfeit and imitation. That's very important to remember. So by helping this girl get her adrenals up there, we will get her heart to retract again and get smaller, and she'll stay petite the rest of her life. I've got patients that I remember when they were young girls, little teeny gals, so teeny, you could just take them and lift them up and throw them through the air. And yet at age 30, great, big, huge football players. How did they ever get that way? Radiation, people, radiation. I don't know how many of you people look, but I look all the time, and I get so sick of what I see. It's unbelievable. And you want to help everybody, and you can't. But the answers are there. You can help these people. This girl needs what every day for a couple weeks? Middle finger adjustment. Every day for a couple weeks. Once her adrenals get going, what will happen? Her breaker switches will never blow again. Once her adrenals are good, this breaker switch will never blow. Okay? Now, you're a pretty gal. We did something nice for you today. We're going to send you off, and what you got to do is you got to tell other young girls that have these kind of problems and send them to your doctor, and so he can help them. Honestly, there isn't a girl in the world that ever should be anything less than petite if she allowed us to do what we had to do to their body. Balance the adrenals, balance the heart, balance the ovaries, balance the uterus, balance the iron. If all that is balanced, they don't have any problems.
No,
They just don't have any.
adrenals affect the digestive and stuff like that?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. The adrenals cover so many things, it's unreal. Thank you. Okay. Yes.
What would we give everybody for radiation, especially those that work in restaurants?
Well, the best thing for radiation is Ceruta Plus. Ceruta Plus. That's for fever and redness. Ceruta Plus. Just a couple a day. Ceruta Plus and one parotid. And then by all means, check the hemoglobin reflex and check the iron reflex here and check the Catalan reflex. Now you got to understand, and I'm going to hit you that many times a day, and that is that you can't even move iron in your body. You can't even move iron in your body without what? Vitamins. If you have tons of iron in your body, just in storage, but your body is just literally falling apart from a lack up here of iron, you can't move that iron here where you need it unless you have vitamins. And so, you know, over the years, everybody in drugstores and health food stores and grocery stores, they sell multiple vitamins. Worst thing you can do, all your multiple vitamins you buy all over, they're electrically negative and they put weight on you. They make you hungry, they make you feel good, boy, and you can work like crazy, but every week you get bigger and bigger and bigger. See? Because you're on multiple vitamins. Yes.
Dr. Dick, Royal Lee used Catalan as his multivitamin, if I recall.
Yeah, Catalan was Royal Lee's multiple vitamin. It's made up of not only vitamins, but also trace minerals. All the little trace minerals that no company puts in their products is in Catalan.
Will you ever take that and add it to your four major nutrition?
Yeah, we haven't talked much about the basic four today, and I hope I can get to it before the day is over. But the bottom line is that you should always test your patients for Catalan. Always test them. Just don't give it for the sake of giving. Test them, because they might not need any. They might need 6 or 12 or 20. See? Always test them. See? Okay? All right. Now, here we go. What do I like about this gal? Color. That's right. I love color. And I just love to see people do that. See? Now, what have you got that we can do to make you look any better? Huh?
My main complaint's my wrist. I'm a dental hygienist, and I use my wrist all the time, and it hurts a lot.
Your left wrist?
I'm left-handed.
Okay. Her left wrist is bound her. She's a dental hygienist. And we'll see what we can do. Now, first of all, can you pinch my hand? Okay.
I've been taking some nutrition.
All right. That's all right. But I want to be able to find out what's going on here. Hold this arm up tight. Now, I'm going to check. This is how you check the wrist. You check both sides. Just take your fingers and you pinch this side and you pinch this side. Okay? Now, that wrist is out. Now what you do is you put the wrist in a vise. And you put the bottom of the wrist right here. If it was out here, you'd put it in a vise here. But she's got it here. And then you open it up like this. Did you hear it? I broke it, people. What's the fastest plane out of town? Okay, now, what I should have done is checked its number before I adjusted it. But just for the fun of it, let's see if it's a 10 now. You can check its number to see how bad it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now it's perfect, see? If it's a 7, what do I do? Make her come back like a week later and adjust it again, see? Now, let's give her a physical. Hold your arm up tight. Right allergy, left allergy, metabolic, yeast, virus, heart, blood, hemoglobin, left coronary, thyroid, adrenal, chemicals, lubrication, gut and pus, ovary, uterus, master hormone, check the brain, that's all good, kidneys, bladder, check her for iron, check her for vitamins. That's why you just don't give it to them, because she's already got it. I'd like to know where she's getting all her vitamins from, because she looks good. She looks great. Now, she does. Your body is healthy. Everything about you is beautiful, okay? And so now, why does a wrist like that go out? You had to fall to throw it out. So you had to take a fall to throw it out, okay? I don't think it'll give you any more trouble ever again, all right?
Good. Will that help the back? Because it seems like if someone's out the middle of my back,
Okay.
chills.
Now, as I checked her and I gave her a physical, but I wasn't a chiropractor, was I? See, I was a nurse now, and I was a dentist, and I was everybody but a chiropractor because I didn't check her structures. See? Hold your arm up tight. Ankle. But why didn't I check them? Because she didn't complain about any structures, did she? So we got done with the wrist. You ever have patients tell you that? I just have one problem, doc, take care of it. And so you take care of it, and they say, oh, I got this problem and that problem. By the way, my mother's in the car. Would you take care of her too? See? Okay? So that's what happens. And then everything is in the hands. See? You're going to have a lot of fun treating hands from now on. The nice thing I like about hands is that any profession can treat any part of the body. I don't care if it's a spine or any part of the body, can treat it through the hands. Now, just for the fun of it, let's see where your back problem is coming from. Hold your arm up tight once. Now, we'll start at the atlas, and we'll come on down just like this. And hip, sacrum, hip. Her hip is out. Now, what I want to do is to show you that I can move that hip just with her fingers. Okay? Here we go. Hold this arm up tight. Right here. This finger right here. Now, you adjust this finger, but before I adjust this finger, which hip is hurting you? Your right one.
I didn't think either one was.
Okay, your right one.
Yeah, that's what you pointed to.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Now, adjust that finger, go back to the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What do I do now? Ask the finger. How many more adjustments? 1, 2, 3. Then when I get rid of those 3 adjustments, the hip will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See? So you collect her 3 appointments, just collect her money, make sure you get some money. Because young girls have a tendency to always be out of money, you know? There you go, you're a sweetie. Yeah. Now get 3 more finger adjustments, like 1 a week, and then your hip will slowly unfold right in place, see? Okay? Now here's a man I've never met, but I've heard about him. He's got a nice story to tell you about what CRA has done for him. At least that's what I've heard. Maybe you can give us your doctor was telling me something about you had a clogged heart or operated on your heart or something.
Had a cardiomyopathy.
Okay.
I always like the way that people, if you can't figure out what it is, you still have to have a name for it. So it was an idiopathic cardiomyopathy. So I was visiting my CRA person, and he said, I think you ought to go to a medical practitioner. I don't like medical practitioners. So I didn't go. So a week later, I wasn't any better. And he says, I really strongly suggest you go. So I went down to my local hospital, and they couldn't find anything. So I went back to see the CRA man again. And he says, you really got to have to find somebody because I can't help you with this. So I went down to the VA center in Denver here, and they came up and found that it was a cardiomyopathy. So they were unable to treat it. So I wound up having a heart transplant. So I've been through an awful lot of diagnostic techniques, as you may imagine, by a lot of individuals, and yet I have not found a diagnostic technique superior to CRA. Now, supplements don't always fix the problem, as in my case, but the CRA seems to be able to point that problem out to you quite well. And in most cases, I think you will find an improvement, if not a correction. Now my biggest problem is, how do I keep the medications that are given me for not having rejection from killing me? This is the problem. So CRA has been extremely helpful in keeping my system in balance, because it goes out once in a while, and I don't know, if I go see the surgeon, they want to cut, and if I go see the internal medicine, he wants to give me more medicine. If I see chiropractor, they want to chiropract, you know. So CRA has been the only way to really be able to figure out what I really need. And oftentimes, I don't need surgery, and I don't need more medicines. I just need supplements to try to balance my system out.
What would you like me to do for you today? Because I haven't talked to you, so what would you like? Just an examination? See
We
where
can
you're
do
at?
that. See what any additional supplements I might need so that the medications don't put me down.
All right.
And
Okay.
then
All right, here we go. Now, I have medical doctors in every audience. There are medical doctors in this audience today, and they are medical doctors that love CRA and get wonderful results with it. But I want to tell you something that's amazing. Drugs hardly ever work unless your body has a base of nutrition, because all drugs are as magnets. Just like Catalin, drugs are magnets. And their job is to find special kinds of vitamins or minerals or hormones or something that's in the body that help that person get well, because that drug somehow was researched to be a magnet to find a nutrition in the body that if it had been there in the first place, they never would have needed the drugs. Okay? So it's almost like saying, well, my patient has got a lot of iron. Now I got to find a drug that will pull the iron up in the body where I need it. Well, we use Catalin, whereas the medical doctor may use some type of a drug that's a magnet to do the same thing. Now, if I had my choice between the two, I would prefer to have the nutrition. Now, the bottom line is that I never teach my students that drugs are terrible, drugs are bad, because you get yourself in some real trouble if you do that, because there's going to be a time in your life you're going to get in an auto wreck, and you're going to land up in the hospital, and you're going to need some drugs. And you're not going to say no, because you might need that drug to save your life. The bottom line is drugs work wonderful when you have wonderful nutrition in the body. And so if you keep your patients prepped with good nutrition, and then if they need a drug, it'll work so fast that the patient will get well tremendously fast. Okay, let's check this guy. Now, I'm interested in a few things, but I want to know this new heart that he's got planted in his body. What's its pulse? See? Now, at least it doesn't blow, so it's not having any real problems, it says, but I'm going to erase it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's the way it comes about. People, I don't count that way. That's the way you will pick it up on these people. Now, what was happening? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In other words, the horse got just about to the point where he won the race, and he dropped, see? And that's what's happening with this guy. And that's what's dangerous, because this guy's numbers will go up all day, up and down. His numbers of that heart will go up and down all day until finally that heart wears out and gives out. Now, let's erase the heart and ask the heart, what would you like from the body to get that heart a solid 12 all day long? Here we go. Right allergy, left allergy, metabolic, yeast, virus, heart, blood, hemoglobin, left coronary, thyroid, 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 adrenal. See how often the adrenal gland is involved with the heart? Now, let's erase it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you take 10 B6 and match it with L's pulses every day, it'll make your heart do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Why did he go over? Because his heart wants to be over. His heart wants to be a 16. Is it dangerous to be a 16? No. Anything 2 or 3 over or under is never serious. I tell my doctors if an organ is a 10, you're safe if you're a 7. Anything below 7 is bad. Anything below 7 is bad. So if you got a heart that's a 12, you can give it a 2 or 3 or more pulses. Now, what's going to happen is his heart with those tan B6 is going to get so much strength, and he's going to develop that heart, and the heart's going to get its rhythm back again, and then the number will start going down to 12. And when his heart number is down to 12, that's when you recheck what? The adrenal pulse. And see if he can live on less B6. So that's what we got to do here. Your body says if we give you 10 B6 a day, it'll bring your heart up to about a 16, and that will help your heart get trained. Your heart has never been trained to go into a good rhythm because it's a new heart to your body. And so what's going to happen now is once it gets trained to get a new rhythm in your body, then it will go down to a 12, and then it will be set there all the time like cement, see? And it'll function good. Now let's go on and see if the body has any other problems. Let's check for chemicals, lubrication, digestion, pus, testicle, prostate, master hormone, master brain, salt reflex, crown reflex, cerebellum reflex, kidney failure, bladder failure, incontinent bladder, iron reflex, vitamin reflex. Everything about this guy is good. Now I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to check his structures. Ankle, pivot bone, 7th cervical, atlas, towers, fingers. Which one would you guess is giving him trouble? The middle one. Now, it can be the pinky and the thumb, because the pinky and the thumb is when the heart is racing. Whenever the heart is going like heck, it's really going like heck, you can slow a heart down real quick by adjusting the pinky and the thumb. These are the brakes to the heart. There's 2 sets of nerves that control the back of the heart that slows the heart down, and the pinky and the thumb control that. But if the heart is lazy and it's slow, this is what you want to adjust. Now, we talked this morning about asthma and emphysema, people that have breathing problems. Boy, you adjust this middle finger and you get that old heart going and you get those old lungs going and they start to breathe easy. So if somebody gets an asthma attack or something like that, boom, get on these fingers and adjust them. See? Okay, here we go. Put the fingers back in place. Now, somebody should do this to you every day for about a month.
Every day?
Every day for about a month. Anyone that's got a good hand that can just say, take my finger. Just say, take my finger off, you know? That's the way to do it, see? Then what will happen is once your adrenals get healthy, the fingers won't go out anymore. Because if we give you 10 B6 a day, they won't do you one bit of good if you don't kick that finger back in. And this is where chiropractors often fail. They think that they're removing nerve pressure when they adjust the spine, and all else will take place. But if you don't correct the problem that caused the subluxation of the spine, that spine is a breaker switch, just like the fingers. It's a breaker switch. It's just going to keep going out, and you can adjust these people until the day they die and relieve them, but you never correct the problem, see? So there you are. You're healthy. Your entire body is tremendously healthy, and you've got to get on 10 B6 a day. And eventually, when your heart does come down to a 12, have your doctor retest your pulse on your adrenals. And then if your adrenals get down to a 5 or a 6 or something like that, you'll have to take that all the time. Watch your fingers here, make sure they get adjusted often, and your heart will get back in rhythm and you'll live a long time.
Thanks.
But right now, it's not a happy camper, see? Okay?
All right.
You're welcome. Yes?
On his the immune system, by taking drugs that will stop the body from rejecting the heart, right?
Whatever he's taken drug-wise to protect his heart from rejecting is working. Because if it doesn't, the parotid will always show up.
Okay, what would balance off the drug?
Parotid and Zypan. Parotid and Zypan will balance off the drug if you ever have to. It's in the book, too, by the way. It's in the books, talking about it, okay? Yes, Bob? T4? Okay,